Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight we have Samantha Fish, and Samantha's going to be playing her version of I Put a Spell on You, and this is coming from 2014. So let's get Samantha up on screen and see how she gets on. I'm just going to stop it there to bring the attention to the dynamics. Such great control of dynamics early on. And the other massive advantage that Samantha's got is that she's got an amazing vocal. The voice is so good that you could imagine just a whole band with this great singer and then the rest of the band really backing her up. In this case, Samantha's got such a great voice that already we're not even into any lead guitar yet or any real complicated lead work. There's some really nice bluesy lines she's throwing in here. As you can see here, what she's doing with that right hand, just playing with her thumb and her fingers, getting a really soft sound. And at the moment, she's just pinching that pick between her first finger and her palm, which is what a lot of players do when they don't want that aggressive sound and they just want to use their fingers to get that really soft sound, which is exactly what Samantha's doing here. And also look out for this in the future part of the video where she then flicks that finger down to get the pick out, and then she'll pop it back into its resting position to then play with that softer sound of her fingers, and it gives such a great dynamic. Even if she just played rhythm guitar, it would still be massively impressive because of that voice, that she's just got so much soul. And I know that she was on Devon Allman's album, or at least did some vocals or was involved in one of his albums, and that's Greg Allman's son. So she's got that history of blues, and just going to the clubs and the pubs and checking out blues bands has just really instilled that technique and that feel of just the music. I know that she started on drums as well, and at the age of 15 she then swapped over to guitar. I think probably what is the case is that Samantha's one of those people who's just been singing from a very early age, and she's always had that ability, and she's then taken it on herself to then become really proficient at an instrument. And being able to do that is so rare nowadays, where you've got someone who can sing so well, but then they're actually at an expert level on the instrument as well. You can see so many artists at the moment that might just be a lead singer and then they don't have the ability on the instrument. They just kind of strum out the chords, and because of their voice, that's what sells their sound. But being able to sing like this and also play is really impressive. I've just queued it forward a little bit here so that we can see a bit more of Samantha's playing, but also have a little look out for when she's storing that pick. You'll be able to see her right hand just pinching that first finger against her palm just to keep it there ready for then when she wants to change the dynamics and start to get a little bit more of an aggressive sound with her playing. But let's check out a little bit more. just going to stop it there because this is one of those videos that I'll just forget to stop and just watch it because it's so cool. Just think of any female artist out there who plays a guitar that does it like Samantha does it. I know that this is a cover of a track, but it's just her own style, her own take on it. And her solo there, let's try and break it down. What I love about it is that right hand, when she's playing with that pick, getting that aggressive sound, but also the hybrid technique as well. So using that third finger to strike the high strings while using the pick to use the lower strings. So a really great combination there, and just totally turning it up to 10 here. When the camera zooms in and you lose sight of the guitar, you then get to listen to the guitar without seeing the playing, and sometimes that's the best way to judge a player because you can now focus purely on the voice of the guitar, and it is like another voice. And the way that Samantha achieves that, I always mention this in my videos, is vibrato. It's making your guitar sing. If your guitar is like another singer, it's going to have its own voice. And Samantha's control of vibrato is absolutely top notch, not just on fretted notes, but also bending up and vibratoing at the top of bends. She doesn't need a whammy bar. She doesn't need any help. It's all in that left hand. And it's so cool to hear someone that's got such a great command of vibrato on their guitar, and it's just like another voice. Another thing about Sam here is that she's not going into loads of really fast passages and overdoing the speed. Lots of players rely on speed to fill gaps when they might not really know where to go, and some players you can even see what their favorite licks are and the little things that they might have practiced, and they keep repeating that for maybe 5 seconds whilst they're getting in their head where they want to go next, and then they'll get a little bit more conscious with the playing, but they'll have a subconscious section where they just spend a little bit of time there while they gather their thoughts. Samantha seems to be on it all the time. She never takes a break from being conscious and really emoting through the guitar and consciously playing licks. And the best players, it just seems like a constant stream. There's nothing that's been pre-worked out. It's just a constant stream of playing, and you just accept it for the music that it is. And all the best players have that. It's just like opening a channel. We're just going to have a quick listen to a little bit more. I'm going to put the link to this in the description below so you guys can watch the whole thing. But I don't want this video to go on for too long, but let's check out a little bit more of Samantha's playing. And there we go. What I love about that as well is that Samantha got that little bit of feedback. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, she hasn't got that whammy bar. So sometimes when you do get feedback and you want to make that feedback sing, that's when you'll go to your whammy bar. But because Samantha hasn't got that, she then just uses that volume, just dips in and out, just swells that volume. And it gives it a really cool effect. So she's totally switched on. Any little hint of feedback, she'll try and do something with it to make it stand out. A lot of players, they'll get feedback and the feedback will become uncontrollable and it will just make a bit of a mess of the end of the song. The chord gets overtaken by feedback and it turns into a bit of a mess, and you're not sure whether they've stopped the song or whether this is another song that's starting, and it's never got that resolution. It's a little bit of a open-ended sentence without a full stop, and Everyone doesn't know when to clap. Usually you all look to the drummer. He's the one that's going to wrap it all up for you. But with Samantha here, she got that little bit of feedback. So just elongated it a little bit. The drummer knew that, just waited for it, did that volume swell, and then cut everything off. And then you got the finish of the track. This is a classic example of that dynamic. Have a little jump from, say, the beginning of the track when it's really quiet to about kind of 4 minutes 20 or 4.5 minutes to hear the change in dynamics, just to get an appreciation of that journey. But yeah, mind-blowing performance from Samantha here. So many great elements. But thank you so much for suggesting this video for me to take a look at. I'm going to put the link to this in the description below so you guys can check out the whole video, which I really suggest that you do because it's such a great dynamic performance. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below as well. Keep those suggestions coming, and I'll see you guys at the next one.